Another arrest has been made in yesterday's Etobicoke murder.
And we get reactions around campus after the death of Stompin Tom Connors. Humber News starts right now.
Hello, it's Thursday, March 7th. Welcome to Humber News, coming to you from the Broadcast Center here at the North Campus. I'm Julia Frazina. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Kelly Snyder. Ahead on our show, we have all your news and sports highlights, as well as your 5-day weather forecast. But first, our top story.
The Canadian music industry has lost an icon. Humber reporter Samantha Martin has a story and reactions from Humber.
We raise our hands and hail our flag, the maple leaf forever.
Canada lost a legend yesterday as Stompin Tom Connors passed away from natural causes at his home in Ontario at the age of 77. Although he is most known for the hockey song, Connors was a pioneer of the Canadian music industry. With songs like Tillsonburg, Bud the Spud, and Sudbury Saturday Night, every one of Connors' songs spoke true to Canadians.
Come and listen to the music of the northern land.
Paul Cross is a radio broadcasting professor at Humber College. He says Connors' legacy is one of a kind.
There are hundreds and hundreds of songs, but they were all uniquely Canadian stories, and the point was, I believe I heard him once say something about having a song for every community. He had a song for everywhere he'd been, and he wanted to have a song for every place he'd ever been in Canada. Very few musicians could say, I've performed in every one of those places, and he wrote something and he meant it about those places, and that was just his charm.
Connors was born February 9, 1936, and was separated from his mom at a young age. He was raised by foster parents until the age of 13. He then started performing his music in bars, a gig that would lead to a life of hit songs, national concert tours, and a cross-Canada fan base. Some young Canadians only know of him as the singer of the hockey song.
I would totally agree with that. It's a lot of people, all they do is they know him because he wrote the hockey song. And that's about it. And it's kind of sad because he's had an absolutely fantastic career.
News of Connors' death triggered a pour-out of heartbreak and condolences on social media outlets. Prime Minister Stephen Harper tweeted, "We have lost a true Canadian original. Rest in peace, Stompin Tom Connors. You played the best game that could be played." Peter Mansbridge, host of CBC News The National, tweeted, "Someone roars, Bobby scores. Rest in peace, Stompin Tom." And the National Hockey League tweeted, "Sad to hear Canadian legend Stompin Tom Connors has passed. His legacy lives on in arenas every time the hockey song is played." Connors' family released a message he wrote and wanted passed on to his fans upon his death. It includes, "I humbly thank you all one last time for allowing me in your homes. I hope I continue to bring a little bit of cheer into your lives from the work I have done. Sincerely, your friend always, Stompin Tom Connors." Though his memory is strongest with baby boomers, Stompin Tom's legacy will live on for years to come in Canadian music history. Samantha Martin, Humber News.
Toronto police have charged a second person in a murder that happened blocks away from Humber College. A 49-year-old man was killed in an apartment complex near Kipling Avenue and Rexdale Boulevard yesterday. Police are calling it a very violent confrontation. A 39-year-old man and a 50-year-old woman have been charged with murder. Both are expected to appear in court later today.
The Toronto Catholic School Board is reviewing a Sun News interview with Mayor Rob Ford. They received a letter signed by staff at Don Bosco Catholic Secondary School about the mayor's comments that they say portrays the school in a negative way. One parent representative said Ford gave Don Bosco the image of an unsafe and gang-infested atmosphere. A board spokesperson says they share the same concerns and they're looking into what would be the appropriate action to take.
Olivia Chow is considering putting her name on the 2014 mayoral ballot. In past interviews, the Trinity Spadina MP has avoided answering questions on the subject. But yesterday, she gave CBC's George Strombolopoulos a glimpse into what her plans may be for the future. Chow's decision isn't official yet, but during the interview, she mentioned her love for Toronto and that she's listening to all the advice she has been receiving.
Looming cuts in the Toronto District School Board are forcing schools to get creative, the chair of the board says. Chris Bolton says the cuts won't affect programming, but schools will have to transform their systems to operate with less staff. Trustees made a decision Wednesday night to eliminate 248 secondary school jobs to begin reducing a $50 million deficit. The cuts are expected to save the board around $27 million. They will affect high school teaching positions as well as staff jobs, including librarians, principals, and guidance counselors.
Ontario Health Minister Deb Matthews is introducing legislation today to ban youth under 18 from using indoor tanning beds. The move is being made to reduce the risk of skin cancer, which increases by 75% when tanning beds are used before the age of 35. If passed, the ban would require tanning salons to ask for ID from anyone who looks 25 or younger and ban indoor tanning marketing campaigns targeted at youth under 18. 6 other provinces have introduced or brought in similar regulations restricting tanning beds use for young people.
When we come back, we'll have more news from around the world and the country. Mark Mullen will have your sports news and Stephen Donkers will have your weather forecast.
It's a little cool and crisp out today, but expect a warmer and sunnier weekend coming up. I'll have your 5-day weather forecast after the break.